Hi.
Hi.
If you've got a little tarn there. Oh.
But my question is actually about Deathsaurus and his crew.
Yep.
And I know they're probably going to be in future issues, spoilers and all that, but can you give us any background on kind of Deathsaurus' history with his crew or his relationship to them and his leadership style?
Yeah, so he was, Deathsaurus and his crew were cyberformers. So they bombed around in the war, in a war world, and they were responsible for cyberforming planets as part of the infiltration, the multi-phase strategy of Megatron. And they were really good at it. And stepping outside of the universe for a minute, speaking from a writer's perspective, I was conscious pre-Deathsaurus that most of the antagonists in More Than Meets the Eye, they weren't the most subtle in terms of their motivation. We had Overlord, we had Tyrest. These are sort of flamboyant OTT villains. And it wasn't really doing service to the... I mean, you've got to have a semblance of organisational skill and discipline if you're going to sort of subjugate a large swathe of the galaxy, as the Decepticons did. So with Deathsaurus, I wanted to show this is the sort of, pretty straight down the line, efficient, competent, and caring leader. So I also wanted to show somebody that, as played out in issue 39, somebody that did have a genuine sort of affinity with his team and cared for their well-being, and that was the tension which drove that part of Dying of the Light for those characters. And so actually it was a huge, going back to the earlier question about Rodimus and the other things that weigh heavily on characters. I mean, for Deathsaurus, how Dying of the Light ended up, that was a very bad episode for him, because his sense of self and his self-regard and his self-perception as a good commander was sort of fatally undermined. And we will, but you're right, we will be returning to them pretty soon, and you'll get more of an insight into things then. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.